Hey, Threadheads, the sun came up. Let's start there. It's a new day and a new dawn. You ready for some light? Let's bring it.
Good morning, family. It's time to hit the streets. I've got good news today. It's time to be the change. It's time to stand up, get up. 'Cause it's time to thread up.
Welcome back to The Thread. Glad you're with us. You know, we've been talking a lot about fear today, and then we throw in that word surrender, which can be fearful for a lot of folks, and understandably so, because it means giving up our control. The question is, who are we giving that control to, giving up that authority? You know, Pancho Rucker is the father, and he was inspired to invest the truths in his children, and he was inspired to do so through writing.
I've always been into writing. I've won contests in school, was a musician, artist. It just seemed like the natural transition from the music side to making books. And since I had a daughter, you know, my firstborn, I decided, yeah, I want to go ahead and do things for her. As she grows up, I wanted to make sure that the topics were along with her development. My first book focused on numbers and coloring. Then the next one was with alphabet and animals, so on and so forth. For my stepson, I wrote Chin Up, Chest Out. It was for him in a sense of he was feeling kind of down about who he was as a person, and he would ask me questions of, why is this always on TV? Nothing but the things that are fed to people that's stereotypical. I wanted to combat that for him. I wanted to tell him that he is special. He comes from just a special people. It definitely was a love letter. It's a love letter to him, and also it's a love letter to all men that look like us, talk like us, and think like us. Even though it's drawn or illustrated in a kid's fashion, the message can go from age 8 to 80. Chin up, chest out, meaning hold your head up high and walk with confidence. You are great. We don't get those. We're not told that. I have 2 motivational quote books for adults called they're called Note to Self, Note to Self 1 and Note to Self 2, which basically speaks on, you know, faith without works is dead. At the end of the day, you know, put it together, have faith in yourself, have faith in God, and you keep pushing. And I want to continue to uplift spirits instead of, you know, bringing them down. Everyone needs a pick-me-up. On TV, social media, newspapers, it can become, you know, pretty dark at times, but I want to try to provide that light.
What's the reaction you've received when people see that you are coming not with a negative but a positive?
Amongst friends and family, like they're like, you know, always saying, you think different, or you're different, or you're weird, or you're this, or you're that, and that's fine. I like to do that, you know. It's the weirdos that change the world. I personally want to try to at least spark a change in someone somewhere, because we need it. At the age of 16, I went to 8 funerals in a month. Death is an ever-present presence in my life. The cycle has to be broken. It has to be. So, yeah, it's one of my main objectives.
What's it gonna take to break that cycle? What do you think it's gonna take?
Self-love, the first thing. And knowing what self-love is, though. Because if you can, you know, love yourself, you'll definitely be able to love others.
You know, he's right about that. When we can love ourselves, we're then capable of loving others. Because we know if we're worthy of love, others are as well.
Spot Content Studio.